this is Shamrani from Providence Life Design. To start out, if you need me for consultation in person at the property, or if you want to do it virtually, whether local or internationally, feel free to reach out to me. All my information is in the description box. The mobile line you can get me at is 917-830-7870. I'm physically in Miami, okay? But I travel anywhere. Now, this video is about flooring on top of existing flooring. I personally am not a big fan of that being an option. In some cases where customers are faced with that, they want to have it as an option, they have to consider it, is if they are trying to avoid a demolition. Demolitions can be very intrusive. There's going to be a whole video about how to handle dealing with your home while it's going through a demolition. Okay. But that is for somebody who's trying to avoid a demolition. If for some reason they're just trying to aesthetically change the look of their floor, then the thinnest product that they can use will be like a luxury vinyl. Most of those run about 5.5, 6 millimeters thin. It's really, really thin. It can be put in a float and lock system. Float and lock is the tongue and groove type of system that flooring is put in, usually laminates and things like that. Now, waterproof vinyl, luxury vinyl, is really, really thin. Like, think linoleum, right? But it has the appearance and look and texture of wood, most of them, if it's a good quality. That product is thin enough and can be installed in such a way that you can get a quick installation time, no demolition. And the third pointer, the third pro, is usually thin enough that it can fit under the swing of a door. Okay, most times. I don't see why it shouldn't. When you're trying to put a water resistant or regular laminate on top of tile, now you're treading on a situation where you're trying to deal with a floor thickness that might exceed what the door can handle. So then your doors have to be taken off the hinges and shortened a bit. They can plane it. I don't know if folks are still walking around with planes, or they're gonna whatever. They're gonna do something to shorten the bottom of your door so it can swing over the product. Now, there is an amazing product. I'm a big fan of it. It's a thin large format porcelain tile. A lot of them are made. I don't know of an American made one just yet. But you know, Spain and Italy, they are just at the top of those things when it comes to making oversized tiles and large format tile. So here we have a large format tile, but it is super thin, super thin. It's about let me see, most porcelain tiles, they're like a little under a ½ inch, right? This is going to be like significantly less. And then on top of it, it has a different kind of flexibility to it, even though it's such a large format and it's a porcelain tile. So it has a strength of porcelain, but it has a different kind of buoyancy to accommodate the strength that you're going to need for the sake of the installation. Now, the brick and mortar that I'm out of, they carried in a 2x4, a 4-foot by 4-foot, and they also carried it in a plank. That is, you know, a long, narrow piece of tile. It's like some of them are like 6 inches, some are 8 inches, some are 9 inches, but then they're like 50-something inches long, 80 inches long. It's a super, super long porcelain plank. I'm a big fan of this product. Okay, I feel like plank is just getting better and better and better. And now we have a thin porcelain plank, which is amazing. Okay. So as long as your subfloor is sturdy and there isn't any major damage to it, you should be able to successfully have your porcelain thin tile installed over that. Now, If there is a crack in it, your installer will need to put down some kind of isolation membrane. Then put down everything else he needs to prep the floor with. Okay? Isolation membrane if there's cracks in that subfloor. The other thing is, for the thin sets, that mud that they're going to mix, that mortar mix that they're going to put down, God forbid they're using just mortar mix, right guys? Like, they're trying to convert me into doing that little Hialeah. Like, just use a pure product application. That's the best thing. Use the best one because it is made to handle the sheer size and the sheer weight of large format tile. That's the LFT product. It's made by MAPE. I strongly believe in it, okay? A lot of the commercial volume installers, they believe in it as well. Once the tile is laid, there is not any second guessing or dips in the flooring where the tile has kind of shifted on its own and sunk, right? So you're going to avoid that when you use a pure product application that is made specifically for a large format tile and a heavy tile, okay? The other thing too that's really important is that the way they prepare the floor, the trowel, they have to make sure that they are evenly troweling and putting down this thin set. Okay? They cannot do, I don't have a trowel here with me. They cannot come and they're flinging this mud, right? And then come and place your towel on it. That is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for your investment to get damaged through wear and tear because the subfloor cannot handle it. Now, this video is specifically about putting towel on top of tile. If there's existing tile on the floor, there is no problem with it. They can grind it, okay, and then put down your thin set and then the thin tile. Or they can just clean the tile, allow that to dry, okay, and then there is a prep that they're going to put on top of the tile. That tile has literally like aggregates in it, like granules, right? And that is going to prime the tile. So if you have existing tile on the floor and you want to put a new tile on top of it, you need to prime that tile with a textured aggregate so you could then put the thin set on there that is going to settle and hold in the tile. Okay? Now, that process is going to take just as long as a regular tile installation, minus the demo, minus the dust, minus the disposal and the hauling of the demolition. Okay? This is just setting tile on top of tile. But for you to put it on a very sturdy base, they're either going to grind that bottom tile, they're going to, if there's any cracks in it, they're going to put a, crack isolation prep, and then they're going to put that textured aggregate down, and then they're going to put the thin set in tile. Or they're just going to just clean the tile, put the textured aggregate on top of it, and then they're going to use the thin set and then the large format tile. Now, Bostik is another company that is, I think, is really, really excellent for those really long and big planks, because the Bostik thin set for the large format tile, for tile over tile application, it literally has like a buoyancy to it. It's almost like a rubber. That's some excellent stuff. Excellent. I used to have a sample because Sika Bond. Look at that. This is a wood glue, right? Sika. So this is not Bostik. This is Sika. But you see how this has like a flexibility to it? Bostik has one. B-O-S-T-I-C. And then MAPE has the LFT. So those are your thin sets, okay? And then you're going to put down the prep that is going to create a rough texture so your thin set and tile can sit down and hold on to it, all right? So it's possible, guys. Your guys are going to have to make sure they shorten your doors to make sure your doors can swing without a problem. All right, hope this video is helpful. This is Shamrani from Providence Life Design. Stay blessed.